Calvin. We're glad to have you here with us this evening. We're going to be speaking to you this evening about voting rights. And so I hope you plan to go vote, because you're voting for democracy and you're voting for your life. So we have here, I have my guest here today with me is Mr. J. Meredith. Mr. Meredith, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for asking.
Okay.
And yourself?
Glad to have you here blessing us. So we're going to look at first, before we get into these talking about the voting, we're going to look at a few minutes of Miss Fannie Hamer, which is the first black woman that appeared before Congress for black people voting back in when they were trying to get the voting rights approved back in 1964. So we're going to give you a moment to look at this to refresh your memory, and for some of you young people who have never seen this or don't know what it's all about, or you're not sure and you haven't been told the truth, you know, people are trying to use the critical race theory. Well, we're gonna tell you the truth. Everything we say to you and you see with us is gonna be the truth. So we're gonna do this roll-in at the moment of Ms. Hamer. So pay close attention, please. Thank you very much.
The testimony before the Credentials Committee, the FDP had a lineup of very different people. They had Rita Schwerner, the widow of Mickey, who had been killed in Neshoba County. They had Martin Luther King. Everybody knew King.
The seating of the delegation from the Mississippi Freedom Democratic Party has political and moral significance far beyond the borders of Mississippi or the halls of this convention.
But the highlight of the testimony was that of Fannie Lou Hamer. The sharecropper who had been evicted from her plantation had come to symbolize the Mississippi movement.
Mr. Chairman, and to the Credentials Committee, it was the 31st of August in 1962 that 18 of us traveled 26 miles to the county courthouse in Indianola to try to register to become first-class citizens. We was met in Indianola by policemen.
The president, Lyndon Johnson, he's not afraid of Martin Luther King's testimony. He's afraid of Fannie Lou Hamer's testimony. And so he decides that the country should not see her testify live.
Johnson is in the White House, and he convened an impromptu press conference.
We will return to this scene in Atlantic City, but now we switch to the White House and NBC's Robert Goralski.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States.
On this day, 9 months ago.
He did it knowing that they would break away, thinking he might announce who his choice of vice president was going to be. Instead, he gets up there and he announces, get this, he announces that it's 9 months to the day since Governor Connolly, who was there, was shot along with President Kennedy. So he announced a 9-month anniversary. Everybody's scratching their heads.
Thank you very much.
And then he leaves. And by that time, Fannie Lou Hamer's testimony was over. However, it backfired on Johnson because it became a story that she had been taken off television, and in the news that night and for days afterwards, they replayed her testimony.
I was carried to the county jail and put in the booking room. They left some of the people in the booking room and began to place us in cells.
She had Mississippi in her bones. Martin Luther King or the SNCC field secretaries, they couldn't do what Fannie Lou Hamer did. They couldn't be a sharecropper and express what it meant, right? And that's what Fannie Lou Hamer did.
And it wasn't too long before 3 white men came to my cell. One of these men was State Highway Patrol. He said, "We're going to make you wish you was dead."
so right now you got to use your common sense in voting, and you know who cares for you and who don't. So we can't tell you who to vote for, but I can tell you to use common sense and use somebody who is familiar with your lifestyle and how you live and been living. You know, right now, Los Angeles, there's no black folks working. We've been losing, people have lost their homes, people have died because of what the LA City Council has done. This is why you gotta vote. You know, when you go to McDonald's, there's no black people working in there. There's no black people working for the city. There's no black people working in Los Angeles. People are leaving. There's just a few. They do not hire black people in Los Angeles. They don't give them contracts. If black people want anything in Los Angeles, we got to go where the immigrants go. We got to go where the Mexican people go. You understand me? If we want a job, we got to go to them. We can't complain. This is what's going on over here. People are hungry, walking the streets. There's more black people than citizens of the United States walking the streets. You got to vote. You know, there's probably, I think black people are 40% of the homeless population, and we're probably on, I don't know our percentage in LA, but it's not too much. I don't know, what are we, 2%, 3%? Because everybody who comes to the United States, they put up over black people. They get stipends, you know, they give them money to live, they give them education, they give them a good job. We can't get jobs. So if you don't exercise your vote, we may not even exist. They're already trying to make us not exist. So, Mr. Meredith, you've been here you've seen a lot of changes.
Many changes.
Yeah, I've seen some changes, but I haven't seen as many as you. And you know, one point I thought it was getting better. What do you think? Is it getting better? Has it gotten better?
As a matter of fact, it's gotten worse in the last 5 years.
Yeah,
it's gotten worse in the last 5 years.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Certain things that they couldn't say. Good example. What was that comment that was made on that tape last time?
Oh, the one at the City Hall? Which tape we talking about? The City Hall
what
tape?
he called
when he called the little kid a monkey?
Right.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Well, he called us all monkeys. You know?
Well, that's what he said.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things that before it was, I call it, it was in the closet.
Yeah.
Now they out on the street.
Right.
They tell you up to your face.
Right.
Say,
right.
All right. Yes, sir.
And so, and then, you know, the police chief, the police department, they come on and say they're investigating the whistleblower. They want to know who told black people something that they wasn't supposed to hear. That's what he said. And then he said, well, yeah, we investigating the crimes that they done did here, because, yeah, they done did crimes, federal crimes. They done did crimes against humanity, crimes against black people. You know, you done murdered people, man. You know, and you don't want to step down. I don't know what you think you're going to do, Mr. Meredith.
I got a question on that, though.
Yes, sir.
I thought it was unlawful to retaliate against a whistleblower. Because otherwise they would never find out some of this stuff.
You know what I mean? We would never know what's going on up in there, and they don't want us to know. Because they didn't come out and tell us, yeah, we're investigating these people who have tried to redistrict and have been keeping your families and your friends from making a living. You know, that was secondary. The first, they want to know who told it. You know what I mean? Well, we glad some sure in the dark, you know. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to know if you have intentions to vote or if you're just going to accept what's going on here. Mr. Meredith.
I want to suggest that they look at that ballot, take their time, and read one word at a time.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
because sometimes the ballot is written when you say yes, you're voting the wrong way, type thing. And the other thing I asked them to look at before you vote, somebody said they're going to build what? 300,000 housing units?
Oh, yeah, 30,000.
30,000.
30,000 units for the homeless
30
people
days.
in 300.
That's 100 houses a day.
300 days.
That's 100 houses a day.
Yeah.
And as you now, I understand. Where's gonna get that company to do it?
Where you gonna get the workers? That's 100 a day. That's a lot of going on.
It's more than 100. You need more than 100 to build a building. You need more than 100 to build a house.
So, well, I don't know.
So that's the other thing is there's usually a process on selecting the contractor to do this work for government jobs.
Yeah.
Seems like we're bypassing it to me.
Right. And we had a couple of people that wanted to call in, Mr. Soto and Mr. Williams. So I guess they'll be calling in shortly. There's been a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that a lot of people died to get us to vote, man. To go in the front door, we used to have to go in the back door. We had to walk. We had to get off the sidewalks. And white people passed by. We had to look down. Couldn't look them in the eye. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. People chop cotton for $2.50 a day, 10 hours a day. That's 25 cents an hour. But that was in modern times. Back in the day, they didn't get nothing. And so they're doing you like that now. They're trying to X us out. They're trying to get rid of black people. So I'd like to know if you are going to stand up, and if you're going to have your family stand up, your friends. We need to speak out because no one is speaking out for us. We have to take our destiny and our lives and our democracy in our own hands as if your life depends on it, because it does. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people who do not like some of what I have said. There are going to be some people who don't like any of what I said. But I'm for everybody. Don't get me wrong, but I'm black. And I've been done wrong. Everybody I know been done wrong, And if you got any way that you can vote so that we can get the right people in office, we got to put a stop to this. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Meredith.
Let me say this before you close out.
Yes.
Number one, if you in that voting line at 8 p.m., they got to let you vote, no matter how long it takes.
Right.
That's one thing.
Right.
That was one of the ways they tried to close us out. The other thing is, if you've been incarcerated, but you're not incarcerated now, you can have your right to vote restored. You just got to work for it.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the tricks they use to keep us down.
Right.
Put us in jail. Put felons where you can't vote. They got a lot of tricks. They got something right now.
That's one of the reasons I brought that up, because I talked to a lot of people that think because they did some time they can't vote. Mm-hmm. But they can't. You can get your right to vote back.
Or we're told they can't vote. We're told we can't do anything.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got a little bit of time left, so we're gonna fix it so that you can call in. We're gonna do another show. We're gonna do a show specifically about the Los Angeles City Council and the national white supremacists. And so, anyway, we're going to see you guys on the next show. Mr. Meredith, I'm glad to have you. Is there something you would like to tell the people?
First of all, it's a pleasure and honor to be here with you. And I think it's a great thing that somebody was bold enough to come out and say what they got to say, to talk to the people and say, some things you just got to help yourself do.
Yeah.
Some things you got to help
yourself. You are definitely, we got to help ourselves. Because as you can see, nobody is helping us. The people that we thought were our friends are stabbing us in the back. All of them. Tell us one thing to get in office, and then when they get there, we don't hear no more from them. You know what I mean? I mean, do you hear this stuff that's going on around the United States, around the world, actually? But let me tell you guys, the fight really is between good and evil. And so don't get caught up in all of the stuff that's going on television, you got to keep in your mind and close to your heart, and keep your Bible in your hand, and keep your 10 Commandments in your hand, and you keep God next to you, because these people are trying to do you in. Actually, they're doing you in. You know, black seed. They don't want no black seeds around, man. Black seed turn everything black. You know that. So don't go for the okie doke. Don't be bamboozled anymore. You know what I mean? We can't just be sitting around doing this. I mean, in every family, we got drug addicts. There's drug addicts everywhere. You know, when our people were doing the drugs, which the system put the drugs in here for us. You know, back in the day, it was Coca-Cola. Black people, you can't drink Coca-Cola because it got cocaine in it. I mean, we didn't need it, but, you know, they was enjoying it, but you couldn't buy it. You know what I mean? Now you move on up a little bit, you understand, affirmative action. See, they done planned this for you, affirmative action. You know, they got rid of affirmative action back in the day to make way for this. Now, affirmative action was on the ballot in Los Angeles a few years ago. But because Los Angeles is more than 50% Mexicans, and the other people, all the other people are against blacks too, it was voted down. But you know black people ain't working. You know what I'm saying? So now that's how this has come up. And that is why that recording was released. Mr. Cedillo over the labor board. Hey, that's the person that orchestrated where black people can't get no jobs. Over the labor board, man. He went on and resigned. You know what I mean? Well, Cedillo, he's, I got that mixed up. Cedillo, he's going to be out in a couple of months because his term runs out. But the other gentleman who was over the labor board, and Miss Martinez De Leon. I mean, these people have orchestrated a plan, but there were some people here before them that did the same thing. I mean, you know, they've been doing this all the time. I showed you a show from 25 years ago about the City Hall. It did the same thing. And so, Mr. Meredith, give that, let the people have that.
I'll give it to it.
What you're saying, yeah. Go ahead.
Watch the news and you'll find out they're going after Social Security to kill it now.
And they're going after the veterans. Who's doing all that? I've been hearing a lot of that from the Republicans. Yeah, we veterans. We the ones, the veterans are the ones who go out there and fight and die when you people don't want to go. When people run to Canada, you know what I mean? They send up.
You catch it home now. You catch it home now.
Hey.
I walked into a restaurant and think with my dress blues on.
Yeah.
Couldn't figure out why nobody waited on me. Then finally he said, "We don't wait on your kind.
Oh man.
You got to go down the street."
Wow. How did that make you feel? I hate to have to ask you, but can you say a few words?
I can't say that on
you. Can't say that.
I can't say that. Okay. You done fought.
Woo, yeah.
And you come back, but you ain't good enough to eat in here.
Yeah, can't sit down. Yeah. You ain't good enough to walk on the same side of the street. And right now, we got white supremacists down our throat, man. Standing up and standing by. That's what Trump said. Stand by.
That's that right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. They want to fight? Send them on over there to Ukraine. If they want to fight, they ain't go nowhere and fight. You know, they send us.
That's right.
They put us on the front line, you know, but when we get back here, you know, right now we can't buy a house. We don't have enough money to feed ourselves. You know what I mean? Bag of potato chips is $6, $7, man. What we gonna do? Gas, $7. But the people who run the world now, there's some people who run the United States. They told them to take the gas price down, because if they didn't, we wouldn't be able to make no more money for them. So that's why they took the gas prices down. But right now, they ain't finna take the food down. You know, water, we're on a drought. You need to be growing your own food. You need to be saving your money. You need to be educating your children. You know, need to be you need to be putting them drugs down, putting the alcohol down. Need to quit letting your children drink yak with you and smoke cigarettes and weed. You know, it's about time you come back down to earth, because if you don't, you won't be here. You know, I go in my neighborhood and it's, you know, expect a black person to come out, but it's white people coming out, Mexican people. They over here in my neighborhood looking at me like I don't belong here. You know.
With their 2 dogs.
You know what I'm saying? They come down the street with the 2 dogs and expect I'm gonna get off the sidewalk. Man, what is that? What is that? You know, man, they got us backed up against the wall here. So you don't hear nobody. You hear a few people talking for us, but you know, there's a lot of lying going on, and people not telling the truth. And you know, the people who are everybody trying to get rid of the blacks. You hear me? The blacks. Everybody want to get rid of the blacks. Now the people, De Leon says he ain't going nowhere because he want to get the 14th district. Them his people. You know, he's the only one can take care of them, and he gonna get them behind him. Does that mean all the people in the 14th district are racist? Is that what you're telling me? I want to know, because that's what you're saying. And if you guys don't recall him and get him out of office, because they say the only people that can do that are in the 14th district, and they need 15% of his voters to vote him out. Then if you guys do not vote De Leon and his cronies out, then you are racist. You already got our jobs, you know. You come over here, you're taking the roadmap that we laid, trying to take that from us and use it against us. That's what you're trying to do. Pat us on the back, talking about you our friend. You're not our friends, and you never was our friend. And we see you, and we know who you are. You understand me? We see you. We know who you are. And what do you think? You think we wimps or something, don't you? We the ones that built the country, black people. Black people built this country. The White House, the roads, the jails that they put us in. You hear me? And the white boys is sitting around talking about they did something. They ain't picked no cotton. They ain't dug no ditches. They ain't served no time. All they got is white privilege. They think they supposed to be doing what they doing, and they think we supposed to be slaves. But we not slaves, we kings and queens. And that's what you got to teach your children. You got some children running around here saying they're not into prejudice. People ain't prejudiced no more. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. But what I did want to tell you was, you know, back in the day, they put drugs in L.A. You know, one day cocaine was $100 a gram, the next day it was $5 a gram. So they destroyed generations of black people on purpose. Yeah, Reagan, Noriega, you know, he was the fall guy. Noriega, they put him in jail, the Contras, all that. You know what I'm saying? Now, how you think these drugs is coming in here? You know, black people, we ain't got no planes. You know, we ain't got helicopters. You know what I mean? You think all these people that coming from South America, they get paid to come over here, you know? And the people, there's some people here who letting these people in with these drugs, killing your children. That is another way to destroy democracy. There's no way that there's supposed to be 2 million, 3 million people coming into this country in a year. Hey man, this is crazy. This is the craziest thing I've ever seen, and I don't care what you think about me. I don't care what you think about what I said, because everything I said is the truth, and you could do whatever you want to do about it, because I'm doing what I need to do. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for being here with us this evening, and Mr. Meredith, I appreciate you coming in. I appreciate you going to the prisons and speaking to our brothers in there and speaking to our sisters. I appreciate you being the pastor and spreading the word, and we're here because this is what we have to do.
I thank you for the opportunity to be here with you also. Thank you for encouraging me to continue to go to see my folks that can't get out.
Yeah, they're all our folks that can't get out, you know. So God bless us all.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Take care. Go vote. Message SOS.